everybody, welcome back to Starkey Forums. So my name is Samantha. While Steven's inside looking for home protection, and we came to get the police report from the 5-car pileup the other day he was involved in. I wanted to say this. I hear a lot of people make this statement that poverty causes addiction, poverty causes violence, poverty causes people to, steal, kill, and destroy. Folks, that is a lie from hell. Listen to me. When you're an addict, that's where you put all your energy and all your money, whether it is drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex, food, whatever it is, whatever the addiction is, it steals from you, right? So you're going to eventually go into poverty over that addiction. You're going to be poor because of the addiction. Now, listen to me when I tell you this. People who are poor don't start stealing because they don't have money. People that steal end up in poverty because of the sin. They go to jail. They get caught, they get banned. It ends up stealing from them, so they end up in poverty. It just always shocks me that people just want to say, well, if we could get rid of poverty in the world, we wouldn't have any more stealing, we wouldn't have any more addiction, these people wouldn't have these problems, but you're not looking at it the correct way. It's just something with someone with a lot of degrees behind their name came up with and then fed it to the rest of the world, and they just gobbled it up because it was an easy answer to a tough question. Poverty does not mean that you're a thief or an addict. But people who steal on a regular basis will eventually end up in poverty. People who have active addictions will eventually end up in poverty. All right? So you have to understand that. When you're committing crimes, it ends up with you going into poverty because why? You end up getting arrested. You end up losing your children. You end up with cart costs. You end up with no job. Those things lead to poverty. But people in poverty are not necessarily addicts and or thieves or killers. Poverty, in my opinion, is a demonic thing from hell, because it's totally anti-Bible, totally anti-God. Now, am I saying poor people are anti-God? No. Because God told us the poor will always be with you. The poor in spirit, the poor in health, the poor in finances. But there are people who could have things, but because of their addictions and their behaviors, the things that they put their energy to is what is growing. When you understand that concept, when you start to realize that wherever your energy is directed, that is what's going to produce in your life, you can turn every situation around. When we realized that addiction was keeping us from good jobs and from good decisions, when we got clean and sober, we turned our financial situation around. We couldn't have done that while we were in addiction because that's where our energy was going. That's where our money was going. It didn't matter how much money you gave to Stephen and I. We were not going to have enough money for the things that needed to be paid because everything went to the addiction. And the more money that we had, the bigger the addiction. Make sense? Trust me, because I've lived a life. What am I telling you? I'm telling you that you could give reparations to Black people in America to drag them out of poverty. They'd all still be in poverty because that is a mindset that money cannot fix. I love you guys so much. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Somebody's going to have an opinion. But if you'd like to support our channel, look in the top of comments for some more common sense from Sam.